You guys, wait. Dino, do you think Donald's the best president in the history of the United States?
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
Look at these guys.
I thought you didn't like Donald that much.
I don't think he's perfect. I don't really like many politicians at all, honestly.
Dude,
But
Abraham Lincoln's the best Republican president.
I didn't
He's the
know
best
him
president.
personally. He was probably pretty good, though.
I mean,
Abraham
I don't
Lincoln's
know
probably
his-
the best
his
president of
morals.
all time.
dude,
Yeah.
the crisis he
Why,
dealt
dude?
with, dude, fucking slavery.
Yeah.
It was a
and shit
pretty
ripping
crazy
apart.
crisis.
Dude,
And
that's
they
insane.
hated him, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, he got assassinated. Poor
He
guy.
did get smoked.
Yeah, dude.
Got
Donald
smoked.
Donald Trump, he had just like I mean, he made the economy good, but it was already fucking great.
He just needs another term, and then like he doesn't need to worry about re-election. He can just like
Dude,
fucking
I think we
destroy
need
everyone.
we need DeSantis,
He was
dude.
the
I don't
funny,
think
dude,
Thank you. I
don't
thank
care
you.
if they
Oh,
take-
thank you. I think I would take anybody else.
I don't
besides
trust
Trump.
him,
I
bro.
I don't want the crazy shit anymore, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And
We
it's
need
getting
the
We're
crazy
funny
shit.
enough.
The only reason you're saying it's crazy is because of the establishment.
Because you've been cut.
And
That's true.
Their perspective, like that they've pushed on the rest of society.
Think so?
But here's the thing, Danny.
Yeah.
DeSantis has the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Trump only has 4 more years.
Yeah, he has like nothing to lose.
Why
Dude,
can't we
I
do
just-
Trump and DeSantis?
I think Trump could have done a couple things a little differently.
Oh,
Come
he
on.
definitely fucked up for sure.
He was
I'm
like
not saying
he was like
perfect.
George Burns in The Simpsons. Like, he liked watching everything burn.
Here's my problem with
Yeah, but
Trump,
he's not
dude.
connected to the
Dude,
establishment.
Trump's sort of a fucking. I mean, I like that he'll like fucking make China straighten up. He's not
Right.
afraid. He'll fucking tell North Korea, "Hey, come shake my hand, or I'll fucking blow you up, you pieces of shit." I like that, but dude, when I listened to him on the Nelk podcast, that's when I was like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know anything." That's when I first realized that he's just such a bullshit artist.
He's the king of it. He's literally the guy that, like, he's like me and Danny walking, like,
Yes.
talking ourselves into like a club.
Yes,
That's what he does. That's what he
absolutely
did.
kinda
All
awesome,
the way
though,
to the
right?
top. Shut
hilarious.
up, Pocahontas and shit. You know, like when
It's
he called that
hilarious.
woman Pocahontas, dude.
That's what we
That was
need,
awesome.
though, man.
But yeah,
Because I'm
dude.
telling you, this is exactly what'll happen if DeSantis becomes president.
Nothing.
He will take his hands and he will put them under his ass and sit on them and do literally nothing like every other Republican candidate. And then 4 years later, a Democrat's going to get elected and move us more to the left.
Yep.
And then a Republican's going to sit on their hands and do nothing. And then 4 years later, we're going to move more to the left. The Republicans, they're all bullshit artists too, but not in the same way Trump is. Like,
Trump's at least
they're all just trying to
disconnected.
make money. They do stock trades and deals like this. Like, there's not a single Republican that's not a piece of shit. I don't trust DeSantis. I don't think he's any different.
DeSantis is ballsy, though. I mean, DeSantis called Disney a woke corporation.
Yeah, but that's easy. He's just playing into
Yeah.
his base. Like,
It's not
every
ballsy, but that's
Republican-
what he
isn't that-
does.
but that's
he just says
alienating.
exactly what's going to get people to be like,
But people hate him, though. Like, I mean, he's taking heat, and he hasn't folded under any of the heat from the left yet.
No,
I mean,
I
he's like
appreciate that.
he's
Sorta.
the left's like second least favorite politician. I mean, Gavin
They hate
Newsom. That was like basically a DeSantis attack ad that we just saw from Gavin Newsom. So he's already withstanding some pressure, which is a good sign. He's not Mitt Romney, who's like announcing pronouns and shit or whatever
well,
Romney's
true, Mitt
doing.
Romney's real bad, but it's like the Democrats, they're going to hate you anyways.
Yeah,
You know, they're not going to like you anyways.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. If you're
So
a Republican
he's
in
just
power.
doing the Trump thing. He's basically just trying to be like beta Trump.
Beta Trump, dude. That sounds like another supplement you should market, dude.
I wouldn't
Beta
mind
Trump.
having him the next year, but I feel like he is just gonna like I got screwed by Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, dude.
Dan
fuck that
Crenshaw
guy.
was from my like where I lived in Texas. I fucking voted for him. I thought he was gonna be epic, and then he gets into Congress and he's just smoozing and doing all these like weird political parties and shit. Totally became part of the establishment.
Fucking with
Pushed for red flag laws
and
and like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff that
Clown.
nobody that voted for him even supports. And it's because he just cares about like how the other people in Washington think, how the FBI, like, I don't want to do this because it might look bad. Da, da, da. Trump doesn't give a fuck how anything looks.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. It's like he doesn't care about all these other people's like bullshit opinions. He cares about the general population's opinion because he's kind of an egotist and he likes people to like him.
But let me put it like this, and I don't pretend to. I didn't get into politics until like a year or two ago, so I don't know a lot about Trump's actual presidency. But Abraham Lincoln, for instance, a lot of people on the left nowadays look back and think, hey, he wasn't vocal enough. He didn't do enough to emancipate the slaves. The genius of Abraham Lincoln, though, is he knew he couldn't go off spouting his true intentions. Truth is, he was an abolitionist from a very young age, and he hated racism. But if he announced that, he would have been so unpopular politically that he never would have gotten into a position where he could have done anything about slavery. Maybe Dan Crenshaw knows that if he just talks a bunch of shit on Twitter, he's never going to get elected and get any of his conservative things done. So he knows he has to play a little bit nice. Is there anything to that?
All Crenshaw does is talk shit on Twitter, bruh. It's an off. It's like he just fucking cucks to the left and shit.
I mean,
He's
for
like
me,
a big
Crenshaw-
sort of FBI, CIA, military, deep state. He likes that crowd. Those are the people that he fucks with, the dudes in
Yeah.
the suits. And he'll just like honestly like fucking George Bush, the first one, was the same way. He was literally the guy in Dallas in charge of making sure that JFK didn't get assassinated that day because he's like head of the CIA.
Really?
JFK literally dies, and then like 2 months later, they give George Bush a promotion to head of the CIA, and then magically he becomes president later after literally failing at the only thing he was responsible for, which was keep the president safe. It's like I don't.
It's sus.
Yeah, he's mad sus.
My thing is, like-
DeSantis is definitely the best out of all of them. DeSantis and Ted Cruz are the two
Before we
best
leave
ones.
the subject, I'm going to let you speak, King Croc. I just want to
Yeah.
say before we get into that subject, if Dan Crenshaw gets out of line, we'll yank that eye patch off and fuck his empty eye socket. How about that, boys?
We can
Yeah,
remove his
maybe
other
seal
eye.
my
And then what
ass.
is he gonna do? He can't see.
What were you saying, Kingy?
No, I was just saying, I think the guy wants to be cool.
Crenshaw?
Crenshaw. He wants
Yeah.
to be in. He wants to appear on SNL and have celebrities
Yeah.
fucking follow him on Instagram and Twitter. Like, that's the kind of guy he is.
want to see his last couple of tweets.
You know, so that's the difference between him and a guy like Trump, who's okay with being the heel. You ever watch wrestling, WWE? There's this concept of the heel
Yeah.
who is the villain. Trump's okay with being the villain, right? And we need more guys that are okay with being unliked by
Yeah,
the mainstream,
that's really what it is.
Yeah.
unwashed masses. Leo, I need you to understand this.
I get it.
Listen, I know you're a similar type of guy. You like to be liked. You want people to love you. You like to be worshipped.
Nah,
But
I've
here's the
gotten
thing,
used to
Leo.
being hated now.
Dottavio, you're based.
Deep down,
You're made of a
obviously,
different
I'm a Latino
breed.
machismo.
Guys, I just
You're woke
I just want to say we're going to talk about
I'm woke,
Leo's.
too.
We're going to talk. Yeah, that's
in
confusing.
a good way.
We're just Dan Crenshaw, for your guys' information, his last couple tweets are all anti-illegal immigration. They're all drawing attention to the border, and then it's all
Yeah, he says shit.
it's all anti the mandatory vaccination in the military that's killing recruitment. Like he's
Let me
not some.
see some anti-abortion, and then I'll take him seriously. That's some hot topic shit. He's never gonna talk.
It's
about
really
that.
his red flag law shit. He's like
Danny,
he's like
Danny,
yeah,
really
Danny,
anti-Second
Yeah, yeah.
Amendment.
You're an
like,
American
software.
citizen.
I am. Actually, I'm not anymore.
Do you love this country?
Failure to pay taxes. Yes.
Would you support red flag laws that would take away the Second Amendment from your fellow citizens?
Explain to me what triggers a red flag seizure.
Hello, my name is Karen Johnson. I'm white and retarded, and my neighbor is voting for Trump, and he's a little scary. I don't know if I think he has guns in his house, and I think he's emotionally unstable. Here's his address. Boop, boop, beep, 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 beep.
And then a SWAT truck shows up.
No
Bam, bam,
nut
bam.
warrant, kicks door down.
Give me all your guns.
See, are you guys exaggerating? Are you guys taking the extreme fear of what a red flag law might turn into, or is that actually how it works? in
No,
most
I mean
cases?
that's like this
just
one
make the
guy.
local
The
shit.
police just showed up unannounced and said we're taking all your guns or
Yeah.
way or whatever, and then he fucking fought the cops because he was
Fought
like
him
"You're-"
physically.
No, like with his guns. He was like, "You're not taking my guns away."
Wait, was
Blah,
that
blah,
the
blah.
case where he died? Is that
Yeah,
the
he
one?
died.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I think one of them, he took an officer with him. He killed one officer and then died when they
Okay.
were trying to enforce these red flag laws.
To be fair, I'm uneducated on this. To me, when I heard about red flag laws, I assumed that meant that people like the Uvalde shooter, who there is evidence to suggest he was drowning kittens in pillowcases, throwing them over the sides of bridges, that should trigger a red flag weapon seizure. Things like that I'm okay with. I didn't know it was as simple as, hey, the guy's got an NRA sticker on the back of his pickup.
Well,
it's all
it's not
subjective.
really that. It's the whole concept of innocent until proven guilty. That's sort of what our entire like framework revolves around. And
Yeah.
red flag laws, there's no court date or anything like that. It's just like a bureaucrat or whatever decides that I'm just gonna take your gun away and you're not even gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the no-fly list. Like Nick Fuentes, he's this kind of like far right sort of political commentary dude. He does kind of like edgy shit like what we do, like podcasts and stuff on the internet. The FBI and shit just put him on a no-fly list, and they don't tell you.
No due process.
They can't even tell you at the airport. They're like, oh, sorry, your ticket just won't go through. And then he's like, what does that mean? And then eventually they were like, yeah, basically you're on a government no-fly list, but it won't tell us why or how. And now he just can't fly on airplanes anymore in America.
Well, he's got to get rich enough to get a jet.
This whole
Private jet.
thing is similar to the Patriot Act and all these other abuses of the Constitution where they completely abuse your constitutional rights. Right? And so supporting flag laws is basically saying, fuck due process. We don't care if you have to be proven a wrong in a court of law. No, we just have this. Look at FISA courts. What do? They have a secret court where there's no audience, there's no constitutional rights. They stamp that shit, and bam, they can just abuse your constitutional rights. So this is another step in that direction, and that's why me, Austin, and Dino are so opposed to red flag laws, and people who support them like Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, no, I back it. Like, I mean, dude, if you took my fucking gun away in Los Angeles, I would feel so unsafe. Like, that's the one in my neighborhood, dude. I'm so happy I got my 6-shooter next to my bed at night. Yeah, that's fucked up. I'm with you guys. Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Yeah, and then what they also do is, like, this happened to me one time. The cops will show up to your house for something that was a false alarm. Like, nothing
Possession
even
of
happened.
Child.
And they'll just you'll have these guns handed down from grandparents and stuff that are completely off the books, legal, but like they're not in some sort of government registry or whatever. But if you have any kind of minor thing happen at your house that hasn't been proven a crime or not or whatever, and even often the cops get there and they obviously know nothing actually happened, like you just got swatted. They will take all of your guns, and you will not get them back for like 6 months, and they are going to register all of them. And then eventually, whenever they say, like, we're going to start taking people's guns, they're going to show up and, oh, we have a convenient list. There's this hunting rifle, registered under your name that we seized from your house that one day. And it's a bunch of small stuff like that where, like, the government shouldn't be able to know whether or not.
I mean, to be honest, they might have thought that Dino was a school shooter, and honestly, I have no reason to believe that he doesn't.
Innocent until proven guilty.